Are the police playing a game with your life when they're interrogating you at the station? This is Christina Williams with Just Criminal Law.
And David Mann, legal storytelling specialist. Okay, playing a game with your life, that sounds pretty serious. So you're at the police station being questioned. Describe that again for us.
Sure, you go into the station. A lot of times I've had clients that get a call from the police, hey, there's something I need to talk to you about. Do you mind coming down and talking to me? And they've even been mistaken of, like they had reported something a few months ago that was missing, and they think, oh, the police are finally going to talk to me about this. So people a lot of times go down to the police station not really knowing what the broader picture is. And so they walk in and start talking to the police very politely, and the officers maybe going to ask them about their weekend or their kids, or just try to make it casual and very conversational.
Okay, so they're it's as if you're just having a conversation where you're both trying to just find out what really happened and arrive at a common understanding. Is that fair enough?
Right. I mean, you're curious, you're down there, you wonder what's going on. Maybe you're not even nervous, and the police are there to make sure your defenses stay down, you don't get nervous, you just are there to, have a casual conversation.
Yeah, and so I'm judging from what you said in leading into this video that that's not exactly what's going on. So what is really going on there?
Sure, they are basically playing a game that they've played many, many times with you, and there's certain parts of that game, and the first part of it is to lull you into this state of cooperation, and they may even bring it to your attention that hey, we understand that you were present at this place where this crime occurred. We don't think you were involved, but we have to cross all of our T's and dot our I's. I just need to ask you a few questions. So, do you mind doing that so I can just get this off my plate? And, you're thinking, okay, I'm going to play along here. Yeah, I'll answer a few questions. It seems harmless. He doesn't think that I was involved in it. He just needs to, do his job. And so, sure, they agree to sit down and talk.
And so he's asking you, the officer's asking these questions, and you're providing information. And what is that information actually doing at that point?
Well, this is where you have become the game and the officer is the player. So you think, we're both players here, I'm going to explain something, he's going to understand it, and then I'm just going to go on my way, and we're going to work together on this, and I'll be back home before I know it. But what they don't understand is that the officer is playing the game, and they are the game. They are the game environment, and the officer has an objective, and that is to build a case against you.
Okay, so you say building a case. It makes me think of that old game Tetris, where the pieces are falling, and the player's objective is to get them to fall into a pattern that sort of forms into a great big huge thing, a huge shape or something. Is that sort of what you're saying the police are doing?
Yes, so they are going to try to create this story or this picture, and it's their case that they're going to present to the prosecutor. And so they are going to talk to you, and you are going to think, man, we covered this. Like, I already told the officer what happened, and they're going to ask you the same thing in a different way, and they're going to revisit and this. At some point in time, you're going to realize, hey, he thinks I'm guilty. And, that's just part of the game. Once you think you're guilty, you then are going to feel the need or the urge to keep explaining. And what you're doing is you're just adding pieces to the picture that he's painting. And you're thinking, well, he'll include all of the things that, show that they've got the wrong person, like my whole side of the story is going to be a part of his picture. And what they don't understand is that the officer's only looking for those statements that build or get to the end product or the story or the picture that he wants. And he excludes all the pieces that you're giving him that don't fit in his picture.
Wow, that is a really, really sort of scary way to think about it. That while you think you're having a normal conversation, they're actually using everything you say as pieces to a puzzle that they're assembling that is against you, that could possibly be used against you. They're going to make a story based on what you said to work against you. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, and the most important part is they're not using everything you say. They're only using what they think supports their case, that is the bad things, the things that might be construed a certain way that you didn't mean. There's all sorts of ways you can provide them with bits of statements that you might even think are being helpful, that are ultimately going to be construed or put into the picture or into the puzzle the way they want it to be in there.
But what you should be doing when you're sitting there is thinking, I need a lawyer and I shouldn't be talking at all, right?
Right. I mean, when you go down to the station and you realize that you're not there to talk about, the property you reported missing a couple months ago. And in fact, there's an ongoing investigation that they want to talk to you about. That's where you just let them know, hey, I really don't have time to do this right now. Am I free to leave?
Yeah, and sort of lawyering up, as we say, people might think that makes them look guilty, but in fact, I think you've said in the past that is actually a sign of strength.
Right. So, the officer also, as part of the game, knows that if you say, no, I don't want to talk to you, or I need a lawyer present, that you're thinking in the back of your head, man, I'm putting a spotlight on me. I'm looking suspicious. Now he's really going to dig into this. And what you don't know is he's already really dug into it. He already knows way more than you think he knows. And what you might think is guilty people lawyer up, but in fact, smart people lawyer up.
All right, if someone wants to lawyer up and they're in that situation, how do they get a hold of you?
Sure, we'll include a link in the description where they can call, text, or chat with a member of my team anytime, day or night. Here at Just Criminal Law, we know you only get one shot at justice, so make yours count.